Howdy, neighbors. Get a lot of questions about plans and how I should stay here, etc., etc. Comments from people. I wanted to just kind of explain a couple of things. I can't turn it. One is that, yeah, the place is beautiful, etc., etc., but I have a pretty screwed up back, and every time I do anything, I suffer for it. And the place is falling down. Everybody mentions how I should fix it up, etc., etc. Well, let's put it this way. The trailer's 52 years old. Okay? I'd have to replace all the windows. I'd have to start on the interior and pretty much gut it, replace and fix some of the electrical that's shorted out. Flooring, doors, insulation, etc., etc., etc. This thing is a manufactured home. I'm getting ready to put a tarp up over the cooler on the roof because it's leaked so much that it's rotting away. That all has to be replaced. It's not worth fixing it up. The property's great and all. It would take about $3,000 to have the trailer hauled out of here. Then I have less than a year to get a permit and start building on another house of some sort. And believe me, I've thought about kits and things like that over the years. It's the type of thing where it outlived its purpose in life. For me, anyway. The property is excellent. I love the property. I mean, I'm the one that designed it and built it all. Planted 99.9% of everything. So leaving it is definitely a hardcore thing to think about. I got company up here on the hill, Mr. Sammy. So anyway, where'd I go? Oh, there I am. Trying to figure this out. It's pretty fun. Yeah. It's just that there's so much hard work that's involved. And I've reached the I don't want to do it stage. I want to go travel. It seems to be, other than the driving part with my old rig, and that with a little bit of money I can get that taken care of, and that was part of the plan for selling out, was to be able to take the money and invest it into the vans and do what I want to do with them. And see, that's another part of the equation people don't quite get. I want to take this van right here and turn it into my camper. It's the same model as my blue van, but it's 18 inches shorter, and it's completely empty. There's no engine, there's no transmission, no seats. The gas tank and the steering wheel are the only things that are still in it. So I'm going to turn it into a trailer to pull behind the blue van, and I'll put all this stuff, all my camping and living, in that one. And that's the type of stuff that and then I want to go travel. I want to be able to go camping and just go. I'll have everything I need with me. I mean, I already do now, just with the blue van. But having the other one behind me, I can park and set up a camp someplace and then leave my camp and take the blue van and go sightseeing or run to the store or what have you, you know, without having to tear the camp all apart. But I can't do any of that without any money. And I'm not able to make a lot of money. These videos are just, you know, fun, and I'm, for the most part, you know, have fun putting them together. You see the amount of editing I do, practically nothing. So, but giving up the property, yeah, and the stuff that's here, yeah. I don't know if you can see the hummingbird on the feeder right there. Hi, handsome. I gotta take this blue tarp down. I've had it up here just to provide shade to the porch because of the 100-degree days we were having, and now we don't have that, so. And I'll definitely be taking, like I do, my wind chimes and bird feeders and shepherd's poles with me, so when I set up someplace, I already have brackets on the bumpers of the van, so I can just take the poles out and stick them into the bumpers and hook the feeders onto them, so I don't even need to put them in the ground if I don't want to, or can't because of being in rocky places. But yeah, I definitely will miss the place, believe me. But the responsibility of the bills and just the worry and the fact that the place is falling down, you know, day by day, I just don't want to spend the money and do it anymore. I've always hoped that a family would come that wanted to go through that process, that had more energy, because this place, you know, I have like that hill over there. This area I dug out to put an in-ground greenhouse in. I mean, this is Northern California, so technically speaking, you don't need a greenhouse during the greenhouse parts of the greenhouse season. You need one in the winter. And where this is situated, this hole is facing almost directly due south. I was going to build a greenhouse with a straight up front wall, because that's all you need. The sun would be baking in there right now. And then the hole over here, that was for the chicken coop, bird pens. I was going to do the same thing with this hole over here. Hence the reason the chicken area is here right now. And everybody's asked, why don't I have chickens? Well, I had chickens. We had 18 hens in here. And when I didn't, in the winter when the garden was done, they free ranged, because I also had 8 dogs running around that kept them safe. So I've always hoped that a family would come and buy this place, somebody that understood that I have all the fruit trees and the orchards and everything and herbs, and then right behind me here is a batch of strawberries down below here. But the possibilities for the place with the right person would, I set it up to make money, and I did it with like with my fruit trees, I've got an unbelievable assortment of trees, and I also have a minimum of 2 varieties of each. And the apples, I have like, I don't know, 6 or 7 varieties, maybe more. I think I got 4 varieties of peaches, etc., etc. Because sometimes one crop will come and the other won't. That's just, part of growing stuff. And so, same thing with the citrus. And I've very, very rarely fertilized anything. Oh, this is Lori's tent, Lori's Way, her YouTube channel. She was given this tent, so she's airing it out. She set it up because she wanted to see if everything, any rips or anything, but turns out it's a pretty good little tent. Of course, it ain't very little. It's got like 3 rooms. And the other thing about this property is everything that you've seen is only half the property. There's still the whole other half that has not been developed. And that's so I'd always imagined having a cow or a horse. I actually did have a horse here for my daughter for about a year. But let's adjust you. So I hope this video will explain some stuff for some people. Oh yeah, there was one other thing I wanted to cover. The wall that Mike and I put up yesterday. There are certain people that got mad at me or upset or were wondering why I used wood, why I hung it, where I hung it. And let me see if I can do this, etc., 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 etc. That used to be the front door of the place, and it had the door was rotted out, and it had 2 where am I going here? Had 2 side windows on either side of the door, and they were old plastic and cracked and broken out. So right behind the door is my wood stove. We didn't want a front door there, and like I said, it was rotted out, so I put wood in all 3 spots and had it all covered and done, and it lasted up until about 2 years ago when it finally started rotting away for real. And so that's why I did what I did. There's no other siding for this out here, and nor would I want to spend any more than that. It's ridiculous. I just plugged the hole, put some spray foam around the edges on the inside where I could, painted it, used silicone caulk all the way around it, and then a metal piece of flashing across the top, so it keeps the cold out. Hopefully it'll keep the rain out and keep the heat in. Simple. It took Mike and I probably less than half an hour to clean up what was there and hang both of those pieces of plywood. And he held it, and I put screws in, and then once it was held itself up, he helped, and we both screwed it all off. And then I painted the whole top twice on the ladder so the others didn't have to get up on the ladder, and everybody else painted the bottom. So it worked out really good. $82 in materials, by the way, just to do that, because otherwise the wood was falling out and it would have just soaked through the sheetrock on the other side worse than it was already doing. Okay. here. That was only 15 minutes. Unless it started over again. So anyway, let's see, a few other things to cover. Everybody keeps saying, why don't I start a business here, etc., etc. This is a homeowners association property. That's where I'm at. I live in a homeowners association. And you're not even allowed to camp on your own property out here. But none of my friends and family, cousins, they're not technically camping. You've seen it. We eat in the house. They use the facilities. They do their washing, etc. They just use their trailers to sleep in. So crooked. There we go. So, but I can't make money on this piece of ground either. You're not allowed to start a business here. So, and why would I charge friends and family to stay here? That's just weird. You know, most of the people I travel with try to camp in free places because they're just as poor as I am. Ridiculous to charge. But the people that come share food, for instance. I buy a lot. They buy a lot. We run out of propane. I buy some. Once in a while, they'll buy some. I mean, that's what you do as friends and family, you know, as far as that goes. But it's already starting to get cold. I don't want to spend $300 to $600 for a bunch of firewood for the season. Just to live here. I know you all know what I'm talking about. I'll have the quince tree and the maple orange tree hold it until later. And I really need to take this door out of the way. This is an X sliding closet door that I took out when I got rid of the closet doors. We went to curtains and put dressers inside the closets. So now I've been using it as a windbreak because without having the wall, it was used to be over there, and I used to have a framework to where this was completely covered with tarps because it was cheap. 2 tarps a year was like $16. instead of, forking out all the money it would take to build an actual wooden structure. Used to block the wind and the sun, keep it off the porch. So, just doing that little bit, although I've done a bunch of little bits already today. Going to the chiropractor definitely helps me. Oh my gosh. That's the only thing that really gives me relief. Because I know I can feel when things pop out. You can literally put your hand on my back in certain spots and feel them out. And I'll probably be going back to him again. Let's see, he's open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so I'm hoping I can make it through Wednesday. And here it is, October, coming up. I still haven't done a thing to my van yet. There's a lot of stuff I need to do to get it ready for travel. I've been worrying about dealing with this place and all the junk and everything. My realtor, I've known him now. I'm the guy, I bought this property from his company, so I've known him for 20 years. And it's the type of thing where this place is 23 miles out. And for somebody to travel this far, they tend to be looking for specific stuff, or they end up out here curious, and then when they realize how far out here it is, you gotta really want to come here. It's great for people camping, like hanging out like everybody does, because it is so peaceful here. I get that a lot. Even some of the yard sale people that commented about how peaceful this place is. It allows people to decompress. But there's a lot to keeping the place up, and every little bit of it messes with my back to the point where I've made 3 $40 visits to the chiropractor this month, and I'll be starting the first of the month with another $40 visit. So, living on unlimited income, you deal with stuff the way you deal with it, like everybody does. We all have to do shit like that. Boy, I'm hoping these earbuds are working. If they do, if it works on this video, that's way cool. Oh, I see the clouds thickening up. We're supposed to have a chance of rain showers today, and again tomorrow. Alright. So this is probably going to give you all something to flap your gums about and get mad at me for. But I do appreciate all of you. I really do. I read your comments. I try to respond somehow, even if it's just to give you a heart to let you know. Oh, there goes a hawk. And here comes the wind. That means the rotten weather is moving on in. I don't have the water on the pond today. Just being lazy. Mike went to town so he could use his phone, because for some reason it doesn't work out here. Yeah, I hear you. What are you squawking about? Oh, there's two of them. Huh? They're already way over on the next dead end. Yeah, Mike went to town so he could make some phone calls and go find a place to watch football. And let's see, all the ladies are doing various things, reading, napping, and I see, I can't tell. It looks like it's Vicky up there at the top of the property on her phone. And it's actually pretty nice. I don't know, maybe 74, 75, someplace in there right now. With a light breeze. Cool enough that you gotta wear a sweater for sure if you're in the breeze. But down here, it's not as breezy. Alright. I guess that's enough flapping my gums for now. Again, thank you all for watching my goofy videos. I hope this gives some explanation for the latest group of subscribers that haven't watched all my back videos to figure out what's going on with me in this place. So, later.